Every summer, about 5,000 workers come from foreign countries to Cape Cod to work various hospitality jobs for the summer. The Cape has really come to depend on these workers, particularly ones from Jamaica. This year, however, almost no businesses were able to get the workers they needed because of difficulties with the visa process. Therefore, for 11 days in late July and early August, Times photographer Paul Blackmore and I wandered around Jamaica trying to find some of the workers who have repeatedly come to Cape Cod and formed strong ties with their employers, to check in with them, see if they'd been able to find jobs in Jamaica, to see how their finances were doing, in general, to see how this visa situation had impacted them at home. Generally, there's a cap of 66,000 on the number of H-2B visas that can be issued each year. In the past, Congress has relaxed that cap, allowing returning workers who have been here on the visa before to come in without counting towards the cap. This year, however, they took no such action, and the visa cap was reached in early January, before almost any Cape employers had had time to file their paperwork. Before I left, people would joke with me that it was really going to be more vacation than work trip, but what we found when we got there was really nothing like the traditional image of a Caribbean resort kind of vacation. When we first got there, we drove from the airport through Kingston to our first hotel, and what we saw was a really gut-wrenching level of poverty that really surprised and saddened us. Over the next several days, we talked to more than a dozen people who usually come to the Cape but weren't able to get here this year, and what they reported was that their lives in Jamaica have definitely suffered from not being able to come to their usual jobs this year. Some people talked about having trouble paying the rent. Several of them worried about paying fees and uniforms and books to send their kids to school this year. Many of the workers we spoke with said that when they are on the Cape, they miss their family and their home country horribly. But given the high rate of inflation and lack of jobs in Jamaica right now, they'd far rather be on the Cape earning American wages and sending back money to support their family than struggling as they are now. Almost all of the workers we spoke with said that they really hoped the visa issues were resolved soon so they could come back to their usual jobs on Cape Cod next summer. Actually, we discovered that really strong ties have grown up between Cape Cod and these Jamaicans who have come year after year. We spoke with one couple, Donovan and Claudian Fraser, who have been coming up as a couple to work jobs together for 9 years now. They were married on Marconi Beach several years ago, and their youngest daughter, Tony Ann, was actually born at Cape Cod Hospital almost 2 years ago, so she is now a U.S. citizen. Unfortunately, without their jobs in Cape Cod this year, they've actually had to halt work on the house that they're building on the southeastern coast of Jamaica. As reporters, we're really not supposed to be forming and expressing opinions about the political issues that led to this year's visa situation. But after spending more than a week talking to people like the Frasers about their situations and their struggles this summer, it's hard not to come away rooting for them to succeed, whatever that ends up meaning for them. To learn more about the workers and their stories, check out our 3-part series in the Cape Cod Times print edition and on CapeCodOnline.com.